welcome. And today we are going to go into part 6 of controlling domestic violence against men, divorce and domestic violence. This is a study that was done by Corry, Fiebert and Pizzey. Family law attorneys and others estimate that allegations of domestic violence or abuse are made in as many as one-third of divorce cases in Colorado. False allegations of domestic violence or abuse are increasingly made against men during a divorce solely to gain advantage in child custody and property disputes, particularly over the marital home. As the male is rendered homeless and forced from his children with little redress by such allegations, there is considerable amnesty generated. Restraining orders may prohibit any communication between the couple, making the settlement of their affairs infinitely more difficult and expensive. Such malicious actions often escalate the violence, particularly where the woman uses such false allegations to cover up her adultery. Duggan, Manin, and Rosenfield, 1995, have found that increases in the willingness of prosecutors' office to take cases of protection order violations were associated with increase in the homicide of white married intimates. Black unmarried intimates, and white unmarried females. Getting a divorce may be just the beginning of a man's problems if there are children. Garner, 1992, established parental alienation syndrome as a common condition. Turkett well describes the divorce-related malicious mother syndrome, and Tong, 2002 and 2003, provides case histories of the extent and damage of false allegations in these cases. A woman's latent emotional terrorism may also become active as the relationship dissolves. That's from Pizzey, 1999, page 5. Under current law and practices, a man has no recourse or protection from such abuse of the process. What can a man do in self-defense, you may ask? A berserk woman is a frightening spectacle even to the most hardened police officer, and females often attack their partners with dangerous implements. McLeod, 1985, found that roughly 80% of women use some sort of weapon to compensate for the difference in size when they seriously assault their mates, and their mates have not made any attempt to assault or harm them. In such cases, the male is faced with the eternal fight or flee paradox. It is only probable his mate, and all too often the mother of his children, he faces in deadly combat. The defense is certainly justifiable under such circumstances and will involve the use of force against a woman to restrain her unless he flees. However, if she is injured while attempting to restrain her, it is the male who will almost certainly be arrested and jailed under current laws and practices because he's defending himself. No one cares about that aspect, and that's kind of sad. But we have to be very objective and be able to look at the situation for what it is, and understand what today's ultra modern woman movement, and giving them the same or equal benefits pertaining to men, then the same particular type of laws that are in place need to be changed to include this. Thus, under current statutes and police training, a man must also defend himself as much as possible against the excess of the justice system, as well as from his female partner or mate. Very interesting. What to do when the situation may escalate out of control? If one's intimate partner becomes increasingly ill-tempered and violent, and there are any weapons or potential weapons in the house, get rid of them if at all possible. or make them inaccessible before the violence starts. That's just complete terrorism, living in a situation like that, whether man or woman. Women go to weapons either first or earlier than men. Corry, 2002. A man or woman should look around and see what is on the walls or in drawers that could be kept somewhere outside the house. Gun collections, military or Masonic swords, decorative furnishings with sharp points, clubs, lamps, ashtrays, elect should be removed or secured so that she can't grab them in the heat of anger. All these weapons and more have been used in females' assaults on men as well as on their family when situations have gone completely out of control. Tanya Johnson, 2012, Florida, murders all of her children, then commits suicide on herself. This concludes today's interaction for controlling domestic violence against men. Thank you and have a pleasant day.